Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Farwell here. We are going to now move on to lesson 21 and look at combining like terms. So if we think about just a normal question, like here we have a family that's ordering from a fast food place that you can see here. They are getting 2 cheeseburgers, then they're ordering fries, then a drink, and then they want 3 more cheeseburgers, 2 more fries, and 2 more drinks. And we're going to think, okay, how is this going to actually appear on the receipt? It's not going to be written out like this. Instead, they're going to combine all of the cheeseburgers together. So instead of saying 2 cheeseburgers plus 3 cheeseburgers, they're going to combine it and say, okay, this person wants 5 cheeseburgers. And then they're going to see how many fries they want. And they're not going to say make 1 fry and then 2 more fries. They're going to combine it and say we want 3 fries. And then the last part, which cut off a little bit here, there, now you can see it. Instead of saying 1 drink and 2 drinks, they're going to say this family wants 3 drinks. And if we're going to write it as a math equation, it's going to look like this. And as you can see, they picked a letter in order to represent the cheeseburgers, the fries, the drinks, and all that. And so if we were to simplify it, it's going to look like this. So here's the 5 cheeseburgers, here's the 3 fries, and here's the 3 drinks. So we can look at this also as another example using emojis. So we can see here we have 2 chickens, and then over here we have 3 more chickens. So we can combine the like emoji. So in this one now we have 5 chickens. But in math, we wouldn't write it with the emoji. Typically we'd write it instead with a letter. So here you can see it says 5C. And C standing for chicken. So, and then the next one is the pig. So here we have 1 pig, and over here are 2 more pigs. And so we combine that to say, all right, we have 3 pigs, and then they write it then as the 3P. And then the last one is the horse. So we have 1 horse here, and then 2 more horses here. And so if we wrote it together, we'd have 3 horses. And again, we're going to write that with just the letter, and so H for horses, so 3H. So if we look at more what we're going to be seeing in math, it's going to be just using the letters. So just our variable. So best variable that we always use is the X. So here we have something that is 3X plus 2 plus 5X minus 6. So the best thing to do first is going to be to put the like terms next to each other. So if I rearrange my problem, I put my x's by each other, and I make sure to always put the sign that's in front of it with it. So since it was a plus 5x here, I put it as a plus 5x here. And then I have my constant, my normal numbers. So I have the 2 and the minus 6. So I just rearrange it to be, here's the 2, then the minus 6. Just so it's closer together so then I can see it a little bit better. And as you get more familiar with this, I do anticipate you to cut this step out. And then we're going to now combine the like terms the same way that they did with the fast food restaurant and also with the emoji problem. So here I have my x's. And so I have 3 x's and I have 5 x's. And I can combine that together to then say I have 8 x's. And then I'm going to combine my constants, my 2 and my minus 6. And as we know, 2 minus 6 is negative 4. So I can write that as minus 4. Now, this is it. There's nothing else to do. I do not combine it at all because here I have an x and here I have a constant. We cannot combine those two. So even though it's not one nice little number, we are done with the problem and we get it completely correct. We cannot combine two unlike things. These are not like terms, so they cannot be combined. All right, so we look at another problem. Here's another example. Now we have, again, we have our x's, we have our constant, and now we have another variable, we have a y. So like we did with the first problem, what's the first thing that we're going to do? We're going to rearrange it so we have our variables, our like terms together. So here are my x's, here are my y's, and here's my constant. And also, here's my daughter, Savannah.
Why did it say me?
All right, keep going and playing while I finish this, okay?
Mama, no, what time?
Okay, so now, since I grouped my like terms now, I can now simplify them. I'm now going to combine the ones that are alike. So I'm going to put my x's together. So I have negative 4x and 10x, and I can combine those two things. So again, I just think about this as regular math, so I'm just doing negative 4 plus 10, which gives me positive 6. And then I include my variable with it, so I put the x next to it. Then I'm going to combine the y's. Here I have 6y, and then it's minus y. And remember, if it doesn't have a number in front, then that means there's a 1 there. So really I'm doing 6 minus 1. And so that gives me 5. And the variable was y, so I write that down as 5y. Last thing is my constant. I have 7. It's the only constant that there is, so I just write it down, plus 7. Now, even though there's 3 terms in it, we are done. There's nothing else we can do. None of these are like terms. We have an x, we have a y, and we have a constant. These are not alike, so we cannot combine them. So even though there's 3 terms, we are done with this problem. All right, last one. So last example here. We have, again, a y, we have a constant, and we have x. And so first thing you're going to do is rewrite the problem so all the like terms are by each other. So when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put my x's together, I'm going to put my y's together, and I'm going to put my constants together. So now, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to combine the x's. And so when I do that, negative 3 minus 4 gives us that negative 7. And then with the x, so I write that down. The next one is y's. My 9 minus my 2 gives me 7. And that's with the y. And the last one is with our constants. We have a 3 minus 5, and 3 minus 5 is negative 2. And so I write that as minus 2 down. Now, you could write that as plus a negative 2, but it's simplified when you just have one sign there, so we do like it better as just a minus 2. And again, that's it. Even though there's 3 terms there, we are done with this problem, so we can go ahead and move on. We cannot combine these. This is, again, like saying these are my cheeseburgers, these are my drinks, and these are my fries. We cannot combine those things. So we are done with this problem. So again, if I went too fast for you, it'd be a good idea for you to go back and rewatch an example to see if you get that. If you feel confident, then you can go ahead and move on with the practice. Hope you're doing well.